Coming up, we're going to take a look at the Sony A7 III camera with a Sigma MC11 adapter and a Canon 85mm f1.8 lens. Let's go. So here's the setup. You can see we've got the Sony A7 III here with the Sigma MC11 adapter for Canon EF lenses. And you've got this Canon 85mm EF lens, which is a full frame lens, f1.8. So what I'm going to do is I had a little impromptu photo shoot with my daughter. I'm going to take you over to Lightroom. I'm going to show you some of the shots that we took with it. And we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about this setup. So here we are in Lightroom. Just wanted to show you some of the pictures we got here. This one's in front of the garage, and you can see the bokeh that you get. The garage is a panel garage. It's kind of blown out in the background, which is great. Also, the focus at f1.8, really narrow depth of field. You can see that the eyes are almost out of focus or maybe just slightly out of focus. So you definitely do have to be careful if you're shooting at f1.8. Maybe f2.8 would be a better aperture if you're shooting people, especially if you're going to shoot multiple people. Here's another one where you can see that she wasn't as far away from the garage, so you can kind of see the panels in the garage. But this one, I definitely missed focus. You can see the eyes are definitely out of focus there. And I don't know if that's camera shake or just the shallow depth of field, but this one was, it's probably a combination of both. And here's one that we took in the backyard. And this one you can see the focus, but just look at the shallow depth of field here. It's focused on the nose, it looks like. And you can see the eyes are maybe just slightly out of focus again at f1.8. Look at the background though. Look at the ears, look at the hair. Everything that's not in that plane of focus just looks nice and creamy. I think it's a great lens, renders things really well. I like the color, I like the clarity. Here's another shot. You can see that kind of one eye is in focus, or a little more in focus than the other. And again, that's the f1.8, very shallow depth of field. But again, the colors look good. I like the clarity, I like the skin tones with this A7. Here's one we did just to get into the sunlight. And you can really see the bokeh in this one. So you can see the golden sunlight. This one is, the focus is dead on. Everything is sharp. Her face is sharp. And you can see the fall off kind of start at her ears and go back and look at the bokeh. Again, this is shot at f1.8. You can see that nice, creamy, non-busy bokeh. So this lens really did a good job, I think, all around. So those are the pictures. We're going to take you back now and we'll talk a little bit more about this Sony A7 with a Sigma MC11 and Canon 85mm. So those were the pictures. You can see what this lens can do. Just a couple things I wanted to talk about a little bit more, and that is there's no video autofocus with this setup. I know that Sony has an 85mm f1.8 lens, and that might be a better deal if you're just starting out in the Sony system, because it's around $600 or so, or $550, and you'll get the video autofocus, and you'll probably get similar performance to this Canon. I just happen to have this Canon lens. I bought the MC11 adapter because I wanted to use it with some of the other Canon lenses that I have on my Sony cameras, my A6500, which is recording here, and that Sony A7. The autofocus works. It works really well. Even eye autofocus works, which is great. So you can use that eye autofocus just like you would with a native Sony lens. Again, this setup, it's a $350 lens if you buy it on Amazon. The MC11 adapter, sometimes you can get on sale for $150, so that's like a $500 setup. If you can't find it on sale, it's normally $250. That's a $600 setup, so you're kind of either just above or just below what the native Sony lens would be able to do for you. Hopefully I can get that native Sony lens in to do a test. I'll give you a review on that, and maybe we can compare that native Sony lens to this Canon lens with the MC11 adapter. Phil with Bull City Pictures. Thank you for taking the time to view this. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please click on that bell icon. Also subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. There'll be links to everything we talked about down below. Just make sure you get the right adapter. This MC11 actually has two Canon versions, so you want the Canon EF version. I'll put a link to the proper MC11 adapter. I bought the wrong adapter first time around and had to return it or exchange it for a new one. Thanks again for watching. We will see you again in the next video.